Hey Tracy, this is Jake with Lifeline. I wanted to do a short video just to kind of show you a demonstration that'll mimic what you're seeing here, and so we can get an explanation of this and what's occurring. So make sure on your display panel here that you have the nebulizer button, which is found here, engaged, which will say that's nebulizer off, that's nebulizer on, N.ON. That will engage a small fan that is in behind the filter right here, okay? And this is opened up. That's with this guard and the filters out, but I'm just doing this as a demonstration. Now we have a nebulizer pump that is hooked up here. You can see the mist coming out, which is very, very fine. I've got non-colloidal silver in here, so it's a very fine mist. If you hold your hand over it, you know, you can barely see it. And as you can see, if I plug that, it'll backfeed there. You can see it coming out of the cup. And then now what I've done here is I've hooked it to the connection like it should be, and you'll see just even more faintly coming out of the tube. So it's not restricted, it's just the particles are getting broken down finer as it goes through. Now once that's hooked up to the machine here, you'll see it's hooked up to the machine properly, and we're pumping solution in. If you reach inside the machine here, you'll see a port that comes out here on this left-hand side. If you reach in that, remove that screw and remove those filters. And if you plug that with your finger, you're gonna see that solution come out and pressurize and backfeed out of the cup. There, it's not pressurized and going into the machine. There it is pressurized and coming back out. So those particles are so extremely fine when it comes into this area that really with the naked eye, it's tough to see it. But you can definitely confirm that it is coming in. It's just the particles are ultra fine, which makes it easier for the animal to take in. Now, to prove this theory, I'm going to do kind of a demonstration, and what I'm going to do is hook up a heavier particle machine, this humidifier, to it, so that I can show you. So right now, right, we're not seeing anything coming out of there, but we verified by plugging that hole that it is indeed getting into the chamber. There, I plugged it and it's back feeding. There, it's not. So it's sucking it down into the chamber. But the particles are now at this point just so fine that you just cannot see them through the human eye. There you can double check and ensure that your fan is working. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to disconnect this nebulizer, and I'm going to hook it up so that this pump that has a much heavier particle is working, and I'll show you that you're able to see it a little bit because of how heavy the particles are. Okay, so I'm back, and what I've done here is just hook that humidifier connection into the machine the same way. I'm going to go ahead and turn this pump on at the back. That's what I'm doing here now. And here you can see we've got a much heavier flow, okay, a much more dense particle. So I'm now going to insert that into the machine. And here you will begin to see, yes, it breaks it down fine into a finer particle because it's using forced air to break that particle down to make that easier for the animal to intake. But it's definitely coming into the machine, and you can feel that through the inlet port. And if you do the same thing and you plug it, it will backfeed into the back pressurized. There, it's plugged. You see it coming out. There, I've let go. Now it's stopped. It's not backfeeding into the chamber. It's now feeding into the unit, and there you can see it's an even finer particle. So I just wanted you to be able to verify it is definitely working. The fan brings it in. But of course, it's not a dense particle. So by the time it does, it's microscopic to the animal. And that way you can verify that, rest assured, it is definitely getting into the machine, just a much finer particle than the naked eye can pick up. Thank you.